Yay. How awesome does this look, guys? We've got a special guest joining us. Here she is.
It looks so good.
It looks so good. This is great. This is perfect.
This is the best thing I've gotten in the mail in a hot minute. So,
right?
Big shout out
Oh
to
my
Goldbelly,
gosh!
how does this look this perfect? And it literally got shipped to my front door.
I know. This is the second thing that I've gotten delivered from Goldbelly, and it's been in the past week. I got Magnolia Bakery delivered too.
Oh my God.
P.S. If you haven't had their banana pudding, it's like life-changing. Literally, it's crack. It's life-changing. So, hello, everybody. You might have seen us go live just a little bit ago. I am with Jana Angel, and she is a host with Living Local and Trending Today on Fox Business. Everybody say hi, Jana.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. And today we are going to be eating key lime pie from Cootie Brown's. How crazy does it look, though? It's bright green. I've never seen a key lime pie this green in my life.
They actually have two different layers. So they have like the typical tart layer, and then they have a cream flavor. So I'm really excited to kind of like dig down into this and see what makes it so special.
Me too. I had no idea it had layers.
Yeah, we got layers. We got layers.
Yeah, so this comes from Johnson City, Tennessee, yeah?
Yes. So
okay. And this is like a trifecta or more of cities that are like becoming this big food city. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, and we are really excited to actually be launching the Local View Tri-Cities, which will be another sister show of Trending Today and Living Local. We really love that area because it's somewhere that we started working with partners and developed a lot of friendships there, met a lot of wonderful business owners, and the food scene is phenomenal. And the majority of things are locally owned and created in-house, and it's something that really brings something so special and unique to the area. And a fun fact about Cootie, so people often wonder who Cootie is. It's actually something that the family-owned restaurant created as kind of a mascot for their pies and their restaurant. It's somebody who travels around the world trying great dishes and exploring.
So they just created their own,
they just created their own person.
Okay, and I have it here. This is the cutest thing ever. So this came with the key lime pie.
Isn't like that cute?
Just like a little newspaper.
And this is Cootie.
Cootie Brown. It's so cute. So that's Cootie.
How cute is Cootie?
So cute. It looks like a little chef. He's got all this little animal or food friends with him, like mushrooms and everything. Adorable.
I mean, and look at this menu. This is like this menu is as long as I am tall. Like it's crazy.
Like Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, they have everything you can want there.
Well, I am super excited to be able to go there and test the food out for myself. I love undercover food cities, and I feel like there's so many cities that are becoming like this. There's a trend now of like farm to table, really unique restaurants. I feel like people are just being more creative in general now. And so we're seeing like you don't have to go to New York City, you don't have to go to LA, you don't have to go to Chicago to have like really good, creative, like chef-driven food.
And I think that's something that's so neat because especially when you're enjoying foods that are provided, sourced, created in your community, those are people that you get to know. And when you see them at Chamber, when you see them at events, it's a really neat connection. And I think something that's very special. Every city that has their own foodie scene. And I think that can even be, a sub shop that has the best sandwiches in town, to someone who is crafting like completely plated dishes. It's
for
all
sure.
about
Those are, if I could be honest, those are my favorite. The ones where it's like there's a shack on the side of the road and you go in, it's the best tacos or the best barbecue you've ever had. Like those are the best finds for me, 100%. Okay. So the key lime pie. Should we go ahead and start? Oh, and just so everybody knows, we're going to be doing a little bit of a fun Q&A while we eat. So we're going to just taste the key lime pie, let you know what we think. And then we're gonna go into some Q&A.
Yes, I am excited. I'm ready when you are.
Alrighty, let's do this thing. I didn't get a plate. I'm just going into it.
I just went full pie.
Full
Go
pie.
big or go home, right? Who needs
Yeah,
a plate? Because then we
exactly.
gotta wash
That
the dish.
is
I'm
the
just
motto
like,
around here. Go big or go home. I've got this fun little spoon fork
oh,
situation
that's so
that I
cool. See,
got
I thought
from
it was cool
Seattle.
coming in with my gold silverware, but I love your spoon
I
fork.
want gold silverware.
Sporkoon.
Right? Spork.
Spork. I love
Spork.
that. That is impressive. And it's reusable. I think that's great. I've never seen one that's made out of wood. I love that.
Right? It's because when you mukbang, a lot of people are triggered by the sound of metal hitting like plate. It's usually like plates, like scraping and stuff. People are like, yeah, but this is tin, so I mean, it wouldn't have mattered one way or another.
I will not scrape my tin. We don't
You'll be good. You'll be good.
That's a pro tool. I'm sorry, I did not have the pro spork, but
this is gonna
I'm not
be
trading my day job for this, but I will leave this to you and your pro tools.
I want to see these layers.
I'm going in from the side because I'm a big crust person, like with any sort of pie. So I'm going like full crust.
Oh, I see it. You can't really see it. The next bite, you'll be able to see it better because I feel like it just kind of got like enveloped around the bottom layer, but this is gonna be good. Oh, did you already take a bite? How was it?
This is why we know you're the professional, because you were talking about it and my face was in the side.
You're like, oh.
I was just like, oh, we're still chatting. Sorry, that's why you're the best, and I work on TV. Because pie, I'm just one with the pie already.
Oh my gosh. It's so creamy.
It is. And these little dollops on top, I think these are great. I wonder what's in those. It's almost like a cheesecakey flavor.
It's not like super, super tangy. I feel like if it was too tangy, that cream on top, it wouldn't balance out the acidity and tanginess of like the key lime. So I really love
I like
that it's a little bit more mellow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the same kind of consistency as the rest of the pie at the same time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you guys these layers.
Sorry, yes, about the layers. I'm like, how much time can I got?
Anytime someone mentions layers, I think of
Shrek.
Onions have layers.
Layer
Puppies have layers.
Oh, how do you do this without dropping it? Oh, I did it. All right.
How cool is that?
This
is like the St. Patty's Day perfect dessert.
Right? That would be a great thing to do on St. Patty's Day. And you could even, I wonder if they have them with like the little king, like they do with the king cakes. That would be a fun approach.
Just let people know you've hidden plastic in their food.
Right? That's fair.
Find
I'm always like, hey, a prize inside. Oh, sorry.
Right. That's really good.
I think I bit off more than I could chew there. This crust is phenomenal.
So the top layer is definitely a little bit more tangy than the bottom layer, but I like that. The whole thing seems to be balanced. And I like that there's a nice amount of salt in the crust.
And I think you kind of see like these little guys. I think this is like zested lemon. Zested lime.
Yeah.
Which is great because it really makes it fresh.
Mm-hmm. I love zest. I added so many things. If I'm adding lime or lemon juice into something, I'll typically just zest the whole thing and add that in with it. Oh, this is really good.
Lime to literally anything and everything.
I've been having an obscene amount of margaritas ever since I discovered Trader Joe's limeade. I don't know if you've had this before.
Oh, I haven't had it. What is it?
It is so good. It's just fresh squeezed lime and lemon juice together with some like simple syrup or whatever they add to it. It's like the perfect amount of tartness. And since it's fresh squeezed, I mean, it tastes super fresh. And all you have to do is add tequila to it. And I do like another like lime wedge, and it's like the best margarita.
thing I always have around the house is tequila. You just never know.
Mm. Oh, before I forget, y'all are on YouTube.
Yes.
So where can everyone find you guys on YouTube?
So on YouTube, we're under Trending Today. Living Local also has its own YouTube channel. It's great because we have a national platform and a local platform. So it really is an ability for us to cater to the partner or the business who wants to work with us and make sure that they can be highlighted in the best way. YouTube is somewhere where all of our segments live and our episodes, but we also have, fun stuff like this. And we've been doing digital interviews lately. So it's something where all sorts of content can live, in another way for people to find our partners and who we've worked with.
Perfect. So go check her out. Go check them out on their YouTube channel. I'll be posting this video to my YouTube channel with links also tomorrow. So if you didn't quite catch that, don't worry. I'll also add it to my story here on Instagram so you guys can head over there and see what they're all about. Okay, let's get in to some Q&A.
Yes, I'm ready.
Q&A.
Watching Andy Cohen all night last night. I was ready for it. I'm prepped.
You're ready. I love Andy Cohen. He is so funny. Okay, question number 1. What's your favorite food city? Anywhere.
So I have to say my favorite food city is Valencia, Spain. I lived there for a little over a year, and just being able to walk into anywhere, any restaurant that had a door. I mean, and the food was so fresh. The quality was amazing, and you could always see behind the counter who was making it. And I think when you had that connection and people knew you and they knew what you liked, if you walking back from class or from practice, and they would just have it ready, and eating fresh cheeses and like jamon serrano and stuff like that on my balcony. I just felt like I was in dreamland with food.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I need to go there. I
will go with you, no problem. I'll show you around.
Let's plan a trip. I've seriously been trying to plan a girls trip. I actually wanted to go to Germany's wine country where all the castles are, and then go to Champagne and just like have a big wine girls trip. But if I were to pick my favorite food city, I feel like the thing that's hardest for me to find done really, really well in other places is really great barbecue. And that's some of like the best food that I've ever eaten is like really great barbecue. Mm-hmm. So I think I'd have to go with Austin because they have amazing barbecue, amazing tacos, and they've got tons of like eclectic, like lots of food trucks, a lot of variety of different restaurants, and like there is like a big food scene there. So they've got a lot of different types of food. It isn't just like barbecue or anything. So yeah, I secretly hope we move to Austin.
I'll come visit you because you're speaking to my southern heart when you start talking about anything barbecue related.
Oh my gosh. Give me a nice juicy piece of brisket, burnt ends. Oh my.
Like homemade pork rinds are probably one of my favorite things. And people are like, what? And I'm like, they're so good.
There's this place in Atlanta that did homemade pork rinds, and they came out and they were still like popping, pop, pop, pop. And they had this like honey that they drizzled on them. It was like the best. And I don't even think, Shane, they don't even have those anymore, do they? Last time we went?
Oh.
Little Trouble was the name of the place.
I'll have to dig around and look that up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. If you had to flee the country, where would you choose to live?
I think I would go to Greece. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. And I just think that city and the waters look beautiful. And if I just had to like cut ties and start all over and just make like Jana Angel's hot dog on a stick stand, I think I could make that happen there.
I love it. I love that. Where
about you? That was a good question. I was like, oh, I had to think about it.
Right? So Greece is amazing, first of all. I've been a couple of times, and it's just gorgeous between like the islands and the mountains. the food so good. Um, we went to New Zealand on a
Wow.
vacation. We went to Bali in New Zealand, and I absolutely loved New Zealand as far as like the country, and it was it felt safe. It felt like kind of similar to here. So if I was going to pick a place that like was super different in a super different place, but also like the same level of security, I feel like I would do that. Otherwise, maybe someplace in Europe, probably like Paris. I love Paris.
Paris is great. I lived there as well and loved it.
Mhm.
But I have to say, I was
I lived
really
there for a month in college.
I really loved the south of France. I think I'm just not good with cold weather, and I lived there during the coldest winter they'd had in 40 years. So you take a
Oh my
South Carolina girl
gosh.
and put her somewhere where she didn't even own a coat. It was kind of wild.
No, thank you. Yeah,
No,
I'm
thank
from
you.
Florida, as you know, and we're living in Minnesota right now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And when you're 6'3", like they didn't even make clothes to fit me, so my mom had to buy me a jacket here and send it over. I was like,
Oh my
Mom,
God.
help.
You're like, get me out of here.
International tall girl problems. We need a
Right.
jacket stat in Paris.
All right. What movie could you watch over and over again?
I have a few that I could just watch at any time. I think my classic is probably Dirty Dancing. I know a lot of people love that movie. But I think my other one is Bridget Jones' Diary. It's a movie I could watch anytime, anywhere in Miss Congeniality. Like there's certain movies where I'm just like, I love them. I will love them at any time. And I will watch them over and over.
I love it. I have not seen Bridget Jones' Diary. I need to see
love
it.
It's just so funny because I think we've all kind of felt like her at one point in time. You know, like some days you're like feeling yourself and you're like, I'm cute, and then something just kind of like knocks you off your high horse and you're like,
You're like, we're not cute.
I thought it was cute, my cute little skirt, and
Right.
you know, but then she also has these moments where she like walks out of her job and goes and gets the new one that she likes, and I resonate with it because she goes into TV and is hosting a show, and she's got to do all sorts of funny things, you know, really trying to get the shot, and it's just fun, you know, seeing her do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to watch that. I mean, I've heard obviously really good things. It just time just passes, and you're like, I end up watching movies with my husband now, you know. And so you're like, hey, babe, you want to watch Bridget Jones' Diary?
Yeah, I would get a hard no from Chris on that. He'd be like, yeah. He does. He is so patient with me because one thing I love to watch at night is the Golden Girls.
I love the Golden Girls so much.
They're my favorite.
My dad
favorite.
watches reruns.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen every episode probably half a dozen times at least, and I just from like growing up in that house have too. One of my favorite shows, 100%.
I love it.
As far as movies go, I think there's two that I could watch over and over again. I could watch Superbad over and over again. The first half of that movie really is just like the funniest ever. And then The Birdcage is my other.
Birdcage is so good. Bossy.
The whole movie. I made a GIF. I feel like it was a few weeks ago. Something happened. It was definitely in relation to the quarantine, and all I kept thinking of was the maid. He's like, "Now's the time to pretend." When the guy's like, "I don't drink," I'm like,
"Now's the time to pretend."
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was such a good movie.
What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Gone to Morocco.
Just like randomly?
Like my friends were going, and something I was supposed to be doing got canceled. I think I actually had an exam that day and it got canceled, and they were like, "Come with us." And I literally grabbed a backpack and whatever would fit in it, and got on the plane.
That's incredible.
You know, just bought I literally bought a one-way ticket because I didn't have time to coordinate the coming back and everything time. So I bought a one-way ticket to Morocco. Was probably my most impulsive.
One way, that's
impulsive move.
Yeah, I'd say so. I love being spontaneous. It makes me feel alive.
I love it, but it's hard, you know, like with work and everything. It's almost like you have to like schedule spontaneous time. Is that just me?
I know, right? Schedule time to do nothing, schedule spontaneous time.
Right.
I totally feel you on that. Mine is also travel related. And it was when I went through a breakup and I was home. My mom used to work for Celine Dion. She was her nanny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we lived down the street from her when I was younger. My dad had this relationship. She was helping with things while Celine was like super pregnant, and she just kind of like fell into the position.
My doctor delivered her twins.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, those are the kids that like when she delivered them, that's when my mom like stepped in and like started nannying for them.
That's crazy.
So anyways, they had to be in Paris for Thanksgiving and my mom had to go with them. And so my dad was going to go with them. And then I had my breakup. And so I decided to surprise my parents in Paris. I didn't tell them I was going. I just like bought a plane ticket to Paris and flew there. And I was like calling the hotel, calling people to be like, hey, am I going to be able to get in? Are they there? Like, you know, and they opened the door and they were just like, so confused. Anyways.
I did that the opposite way with my family. When I was living overseas, my sister was graduating. And, you know, I like made up this whole thing, like, you know, we've got the championship game. I can't come. You know, I'm so sorry. Everybody was, you know, my other sister was in on it. My grandmother was in on it. Because it kind of takes a village to like coordinate an international surprise, like you said. And
right.
I showed up at High Point to watch my sister graduate. My own father walked right past me. Like, I'm 6'3". You did not see me. And he walked right past me. And I was like, hello? Like,
how tall are you?
6'3".
You're 6'3"?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Do you model?
I was like, I used to, like, back in the day, and I will for, you know, local brands and, you know, a campaign if it pops up. But I really like video broadcasting because I think it's a lot easier for my personality to come across, and I don't really have like the smize down. If I try to do that, I'm like,
I'm so awkward too. I feel like I've gotten a little bit better, but before I wouldn't know what my face was doing. When I was on that show, the Food Network show Guys Big Project, and that was like my first time being on camera. And I remember after the first episode, or maybe it was even halfway through the first episode, they came over to me and they're like, is something wrong? And I was like, no. They're like, you look upset. Try to look happy.
You're like, this is my
I'm like standing in the mirror, practicing raising my eyebrows and smizing. I was just like, God, please. Now I get Botox, so it's also a problem.
Oh, funny. I have a friend, Sarah, who has the smize down. Like, wrote the smize right after Tyra Banks. And I always am like looking at her pictures because mine just look like I'm like, dang, like they never come.
Yeah, I look like I'm confused or angry kind of. I wear my emotions like pretty solidly on my face. Like I'm pretty honest facial expression wise. So if it's not like a genuine smize, that's what I have a problem with. When I'm smize on command. All right, next question. Oh, this is a good next question.
Okay.
Which of your personality traits have been the most useful?
These are some of the best questions I think I've ever been asked. I think my ability to lead when it's necessary to lead and to follow when the group needs some more Indians than Chiefs. I think that maybe through, you know, just athletics and like working with a lot of different companies, sometimes you walk into a situation that's chaos and it really needs somebody to say like, hey, this is what we're doing. And then other situations, everyone's trying to say, hey, this is the plan. And they really just need someone to be able to execute. So I think I'm pretty good at being able to kind of chameleon my way into different situations and help strategize. How about you?
I love it. So mine is kind of like a good thing and a bad thing. I'm a perfectionist, but I think that because I am a perfectionist that I've strived for like the best quality, like getting the best like quality videos, or like just wanting to be better, better, better because I want it to be perfect. Sometimes that can like work against me because it's like stressful at the same time. And
Right.
it kind of affects me that way. But that's, I think, what drives me the most is just wanting to be like perfect
Yeah.
on things,
Do you think so? Are you one of those people who's like, it's better perfect and late, or like good and done? You're like, it's got to be
I'm
perfect.
getting better about the good and done. I'm getting better. I have to really weigh it out to say what's more important right now because everything's different.
Right.
Sometimes it's like it just needs to happen right now. And sometimes I'm like, it doesn't. Why don't I just take a second,
Right.
redo this, revisit it, whatever.
And I think too, with anything, anything that's right in front of us that we're focusing on, it seems like it's just the most important thing. And I think Chris is really good at doing this for me. He'll kind of be like, hey, this is actually what's happening, right? And like, I think it's just like the end of the world, and I'm gonna let everyone down, and this is it's gonna, and he's just like, hey, it's really not the end of the world. And I'm like, you're right, it's not.
Right, exactly. How are you feeling, by the way? I've got 3 more questions, but if you're feeling like super full, I can cut it down.
I'm good to go. I'm like, I did start kind of like, I really love these.
I'm taking
dolls
smaller
on the
bites
top.
for sure.
I was like, because I think I first just really dove in there, and now I'm kind of like, and I am one with the pie.
Right. I love it. Okay, so we'll go through these last 3 questions. If you had a theme song for your life, what would it be?
So my theme song for my life would be Black Betty. I love that song. It was what I would always pick as my like walkout song for volleyball because I just think it's so fun. And when I hear it, I feel like I could just take on anything that's in front of me. That's my jam.
I love it. Which songs can I say that? So I have a huge problem picking songs. I like too many of them. Like if I'm picturing myself walking down and like really owning a walk situation, I love Bittersweet Symphony, but that doesn't necessarily describe my life. I feel like there's different moods. This one I was thinking about it and I'm like, I can't decide. But I love Bittersweet Symphony. I love Seven Nation Army. I feel like that's another good dun, 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 dun. But other than that, it's another good one.
I think it all kind of depends on the mood, right? Like who you're
feeling. It really does.
Today. That's kind of how I feel about fashion too. Everyone's like, "What's your fashion style?" I'm like, "It depends on how I wake up."
My fashion style is leggings, leggings and crop tops. All right. What event in your life would make a good movie?
I think my first year moving to Europe, because I did not know French when I moved over there. I had never been to France prior to living there. I literally just showed up, and if I lived in a pretty small town called Conflans, and it was in the outer edges of the arrondissement, and I was literally like the American. They'd be like, "Oh, this is the American." Like my name was not Jana. It was like, "This is the American. Look what we got." And everyone was so nice and so inviting, but everyone's reactions to me, because I was literally a foot taller than the tallest person in town, was just really funny and just kind of.
You got to go to Asia.
I can't wait. I really want to go. I think their culture is phenomenal. I want to try all the foods, and their fashion is so cool, and the architecture there. Listen, you tell me when the trip to Asia is. I'm on the plane.
We were supposed to go for our honeymoon. We were supposed to fly into China, take a cruise from China to Japan, and then go to the Olympics, all of which are canceled. I know it's sad, but we'll go another time. Not to the Olympics. I know you're like, I'm so bad. It's okay.
I was watching the Olympic rerun with the Magnificent Seven the other night, and my sister came in and she was like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "The Olympics." She's like, "Oh, when?"
You're like,
Because
well, not
everyone has
now.
like the really short like haircut. Like she's like, this picture is awful, and I'm like, this is back before you were born.
Wait,
Like, sit
is
down.
that like are you talking about gymnastics? The Carrie Strug days?
Yes.
Carrie
Where she
Strug,
landed
that
that,
like I
where
had
she
like this
landed
little
that second
box
ball.
with like clippings, like newspaper clippings of Carrie Strug. We were like we were obsessed. We watched them like
Yeah.
till 4 a.m. It
Oh
was
yeah.
amazing. We
I
saw
grew
it
up
happen
really
when she
loving
landed
Olympics.
that ball and she hurt
Yeah.
herself. I was like,
Oh gosh, I know that was so crazy. And I really wanted to be a gymnast before I was 6 foot in the sixth grade. I really wanted to be a gymnast. So I've always had that love for gymnastics, even though my coach at the time had to be like, we love having Jana. She is a great athlete to coach. But she can't swing around on the bars without tucking her knees. So
right, like sorry, but
parents
there's
were
nothing
like,
we could
okay.
do about that. All right, what event in my life would be? Oh, I know. I had one for this.
Oh.
So this actually involves one of my trips to Greece.
Hmm.
So I was, God, I hope my ex-boyfriend's not watching right now. Sorry, but I'm telling this story. I was dating a guy.
Next. Who cares?
I don't know. We're friends now and everything. Anyways, he was traveling throughout Europe, and his family was like, oh my gosh, they're all Greek. So he had family like lived in Greece, and he was going to go to Greece at the end of his trip. And his family was like, oh my gosh, you should totally come to Greece and surprise him.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, yes. So this is like another like super spontaneous thing that I did. I just like bought a plane ticket, and I started to get the feeling before I went that like I just had like this bad feeling. And when I got there, he ended up breaking up with me. And then he ended up saying that he was not straight, which is fine. I was just like,
That's fair.
at the time,
okay.
I mean, I could care less about it now. And truthfully, like everything that happens in your life or anybody else's life, my life, it leads you to the next place and the next place. If that hadn't happened, I don't know if I would be sitting here with you right now because of just the way things play out and all of that. That definitely like caused several other things to happen in my life that I'm not sure would have happened if that didn't. So grateful for it. But yeah, that was one hell of a 2-week trip because I was staying for 2 weeks there with him and his family in Greece.
Did you pull like a Rachel when you came out? You were just like, I'm fine. I'm tan and I'm fine. I'm not okay.
I was kind of a disaster. I was like, I was good and then I wasn't good. I was on a roller coaster of emotion, as they say.
But it's great that you guys are friends now. That's awesome. Like I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean at first you're like you're kind of like confused by the whole thing, and like then it didn't matter. You know, you're emotional at first and then it passes. So, all right, one more question. This is like one of my favorite questions to ask people. What would be your death row meal?
So my death row meal unfortunately does not exist anymore, but I think they would bring it back for me. It was a place in Rock Hill called Tropical Escape. And it was a man and his wife that owned it, created the entire menu. Really dark when you walked in, and like everything's decorated in seashells and all sorts of lighting. You know, like you said, like that hometown place, you know, it's just going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had something that was called the Headhunter's Delight, and they had a special soy sauce called Black Magic that she made herself. And so she was Polynesian. So she created this entire menu. She created all the sauces, all the marinades, and she was the only one who knew the recipe. So they had other chefs, but she was the only one that created all these sauces. And that Black Magic sauce, I could drink it. When they closed the restaurant, my family literally had to draw straws for who was going to tell me, because I was away at college. They were like, I'm not telling her, you tell her. Because you know, when you grow up and you get your turn to pick the restaurant for your birthday or, you know, your stray days or whatever, mine was always Tropical Escape 100% of the time. Nobody even asked. They just knew that's where we were going with that Black Magic sauce. So I was on death row, I'd be like, I need someone to call Rock Hill, and I need a Headhunter's Delight with a gallon of black magic sauce before I leave this planet. 100%.
That's amazing. I love how incredibly specific that was. I love it.
I miss it.
Specific sauce. I want a gallon of it. I will drink it with no consequences.
Exactly. What about you? I can't wait to hear your answer since food is what you do.
Well, my favorite foods are homemade, like fresh, really good fresh pasta and sushi. So I would definitely want the best pasta that I can think of right now is when we were in Rome, we had this cacio e pepe at this one restaurant, this tagliarini, I want to say. And it was just like some of the best fresh pasta with the best, and it was like rustic, like it wasn't perfectly shaped, and it had this amazing chew. The sauce was perfectly like emulsified and like perfectly peppery.
Oh, man.
So I would definitely want that. I would want salmon sushi. I love salmon, so I would want like a couple different rolls. There's actually a couple rolls here in Minneapolis that I would probably choose because they have spicy tuna, spicy salmon, and spicy yellowtail in one roll. It is so good, so I'd probably pick that one. I'd probably. How many things are you allowed to pick for your death row meal? Is what I
mean, come on, it's death row. Like, I feel like they should give you, at least like a 5-course.
Right. My favorite childhood meal is beef stroganoff. So I would want beef stroganoff made the way that I like it. Mm-hmm. And then I would need some kind of dessert. Why am I drawing a blank on my own favorite dessert? Oh, there was this carrot cake that we had in the Keys. Oh, I love carrot cake. This carrot cake was unreal. It was so delicious. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. Levain Bakery cookies.
Oh, yum. I think mine would be a cheesecake. I think mine would be a cheesecake or like the giant, like big chocolate chip cookies, but I would just cut out the center. Like, don't even come up with me with that crust action. I'm taking the center of the birthday cake chocolate chip cookie. Like,
I feel you on that. We had, I don't know if you saw our wedding cake.
Of course I did. And your glam wedding photo with the burgers.
I had it on my phone. If you saw like the carousel post that I did, the last picture was my vision board on my phone. It was like, yes, I am manifesting the McDonald's photo shoot. Come to me.
You're like, on brand, make it McDonald's. Thank you.
Speaking of McDonald's, I would also add Big Macs to my death row meal and cheesy gordita crunches from Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, we talked about this yesterday. We are both like just cheesy gordita crunch queen. They're my favorite. Did you get to try the nacho fries when they had those? Those were actually pretty bomb.
The nacho fries? No.
Yes.
I need to try. They'll probably bring them back, right? It's like
I was gonna say, I hope they bring them back because they still had the sign up at the one here in West Palm, and I went through and I was like, cheesy gordita crunch and nacho fries, please, and they were like, we're out, and I was like, your sign is still up here, so
you're like,
excuse me.
False advertising.
Mr. Mel, I have a problem.
How far could I take this?
They're like, who's this crazy girl outside of quarantine looking for nacho fries? I was like, hey,
please, just help me.
Please, sir, may I have some fries with cheese?
Oh my gosh, all right, I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm pretty full.
I'm impressed that you do this the way you do. I think I'm gonna go and maybe find some people upstairs who have been waiting for me to not finish this pie. I wasn't sure it was gonna survive the night because everyone was like circling it.
Yep, now my husband gets to have some, and we'll probably divvy this up between a couple of other of our friends. I have a hard time eating like large amounts of sweets. So in my sweets videos, I'd like try to just taste a little bit of everything if it's several things, or try to eat a little bit slower if it's just one big thing like this, smaller bites, because like I can eat a lot of savory food, but sweet food, it's just like too much sugar will just like wreck me.
I'm the same. Now, if this was like anything with buffalo sauce on it, we could be here all day.
Right. I just bought another bottle of Frank's buffalo sauce, and I had no idea that it had 0 calories in it.
Yeah. It's great.
It's like, why am I not putting this on everything? Oh, alrighty. Well, if we're both done eating, guess we could go ahead and call it. Thank you everybody for watching today. I hope that this gave you a good idea of this Cootie Brown's key lime pie, which you can order on Goldbelly. What?
I said your divot is so much cleaner than mine. Cootie, I went all in. I went full Cootie over here.
Do they want to see? Do you guys want to see? Oh, look at those layers.
Beautiful.
All the layers and the fork marks. I don't know why fork marks make me happy.
Yours
like
is much prettier than mine.
Anyways, if y'all would like to order one of these pies for yourself, they're available on goldbelly.com. They're from Cootie Brown's, and that is in Johnson City, Tennessee. Go ahead and tell us just once again, Jana, what your where everyone can find you on YouTube.
Sure. So just make sure you check out Trending Today. We're on YouTube. We're also on Instagram at trendingtoday_TV. And you can find them straight from my Instagram, Jana K. Angel. I'll make sure that everyone has the links, and we'll make sure that we share a link to where you can order these great key lime pies. We're going to be experiencing these in Johnson City soon, and I can't wait. So I'll make sure to give everyone an official pie update because we're going to be starting the Tri-Cities local view very soon, and we can't wait to see our neighbors in Tennessee.
Perfect. I love it. Love it so much. Thank you
Thanks
so much
for
joining me
today.
Jana.
This is so fun.
It really, really was. We should do it again sometime.
Yes. Gordita crunches next time.
Gordita crunch. I literally checked my video from yesterday. I made homemade cheesy gordita crunches.
Oh, I already screenshotted the recipe because you know that sauce needs to be
perfect. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining, and we will see you on the gram and on the tube.
Bye. Thank you, Lindsay.
Bye.